Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Simon Bonenfant. Have you ever been the recipient of printed material you couldn't read because you couldn't see it? It happens to me all the time. That's where Enhanced Vision is here to help. Join me live from the 2023 NFB of Pennsylvania Annual State Convention in Harrisburg as I talk with Ed Martin, Product Sales Representative at Enhanced Vision. Enhanced Vision is one of the leading magnification and OCR companies throughout the world. While Enhanced Vision offers many products, in this podcast, Ed gives listeners a demonstration of the Smart Reader, a portable, easy-to-use OCR device. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy my conversation with Ed Martin from Enhanced Vision. Hello everyone and welcome to another podcast today. I'm Simon Bonenfant and I am at the NFB of Pennsylvania 2023 State Convention in Harrisburg, and I am here today talking to Ed Martin from Enhanced Vision. It's great to talk to you, Ed.
Thank you very much for having me, Simon.
Great. So for those who are not familiar with Enhanced Vision, what is it? What kind of service offerings do you provide in terms of products? Give us the rundown.
Sure. Enhanced Vision is about 33, maybe 35 years old. Started in Huntington Beach, California by two men who were very innovative in what we call video magnification, using closed-circuit television to broadcast printed material onto a screen. They began with a very simple product called the Max, which was looked like about a big computer mouse that you plugged into your television. So your television automatically became your reading device because you could vary the size of the print that you're scanning with your computer mouse, with the Max. And then it just kind of transitioned into more sophisticated products such as the Merlin. And in 1992, I believe it was, they introduced the first closed-circuit television system under $1,500 that had color and a 14-inch monitor. And that took the world by storm. Everybody loved that. So as a result, they've even progressed further since then. Since 92 was about 32 years ago. Now they've also branched out into a little bit of the OCR, optical character recognition, which is text-to-speech. And that's what I believe you invited me here today to explain text-to-speech.
Absolutely. I know you were demonstrating a product here at the convention in the exhibit hall, and I know you have that to show our listeners today. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, text-to-speech is exactly what it says. You place a document underneath a camera, a very small camera, and in a couple of seconds it actually scans and reproduces it into an audible tone. So therefore, one of our video magnification products also has that. It's video you can read or you can have documents read to yourself. Now, I believe that books on tape, I'm dating myself, it's books on DVD or CD, is wonderful and everything there is pre-recorded. But let's say you get an article from Sports Illustrated or Time Magazine. You get it in the mail that morning and you want to be able to read it. So you place your document, the article that you want to read, under the device, press one button, it scans, and then it reads to you. And also I tell people, if you get something in the mail from Publishers Clearinghouse saying you want $1 million, you don't want to wait till that gets to books on tape. You want to read that immediately. The unit that we have for dedicated text-to-speech is called the Smart Reader. It's about the size of a toaster, weighs a little over a pound, has a battery that goes 3.5 to 5 hours, and operates also on shore power, plugged in. It's really been popular. People love it. And today at the convention and yesterday, has been well accepted.
Great. So you have the device, and I believe you have a document that you want to show how this reads?
I do, as a matter of fact, and I'm using the back cover of a brochure called Patient Information Guide for Low Vision. So this, like I said, is about the size of a toaster. All I did was, on the tabletop, I placed the document. I reached up to the unit and pressed one button.
Ready to scan.
The man said, ready to scan. When he says that, I press
OCR speed 4.
I press the same button a second time, but before I do that, I can adjust the speed and the volume. And also, I can make this in the feminine gender voice or the masculine gender. It'll read 33 different languages, including Arabic and Hebrew. So it's pretty sophisticated for a very small device. So I'm going to press the button a second time.
Processing. Thank you. We hope this guide will help to open a new world of possibilities to you and your loved ones. Contact these websites, call the eye care professionals, ask questions and keep asking until you get the answers you're seeking. be bold. Millions of people live full, active, independent lives with low vision. You can be one of those. There are people waiting to help you. Just take the first steps. If we can provide you with any additional information, please contact Enhanced Vision at 888-811-3161. Edward Martin 267-372-0116. For a free no-obligation demonstration of Enhanced Vision products, call 888-811-3161. Sponsored key, Enhanced Vision. SPIPO brand. www.enhancedvision.com. Copyright 2, X, 9 by Enhanced Vision. All rights are CSCRSCD. Done.
The voice said done when they finished that page. Now, if during the reading I thought to myself, I've read this before, I want to read something different, I just press that button again. He'll announce ready to scan, which is telling him, the voice, to turn it to a different document. Press it again. So it's simple to use. It's very easy to use. It's a one-button touch. There are other options to it, which on a regular delivery, we go into saving documents. You can save up to 250. They call it images. Image could be an 8.5 by 11 page. The other thing is, this will also, if you lay your document down crooked or upside down, it'll still read it. So you don't have to have it perfectly aligned to be able to accomplish your end.
Yeah, I know. You had told me that somebody had done that accidentally yesterday, and you didn't have to tell them even because it just worked. It just read it and was able to do it.
Exactly. It was a girl named Heather, and she had a business card. She wanted to see if it would read something as small as a business card. So Heather was visually impaired, and when she placed the vision card down on the table under the camera, I noticed that it was upside down, but it didn't say anything. Sure enough, it scanned and it read it to her. After the reading, I said, Heather, that was upside down. So you can see that even if you did place it that way, it's going to read correctly to you.
Yes, and I know we talked about the saving. That was my question I had initially about this, because if you noticed in that string of text, there was a couple phone numbers in there. And if I was reading something and I said, oh, I want to get this phone number, how can I save it? Well, with this device, you can do that.
Absolutely. Let's say you get business cards. You can take time to put them into your cell phone, into your contacts, or what you could do is just save them in here. And like I said, up to 350 images. Image meaning either a printed text or printed text, business card, or a document.
Great. And I know that you said this can do books as well, if you want to do like batch scanning.
Yes. The recommended method is that you or someone you know would scan one page at a time. And then when you go to save, you're asked to save as book or document. As book, it would keep remembering to put it in the same context. So if you wanted to read War and Peace, which I don't know why you'd want to read War and Peace, and you saved each page, then every day when you come home from work or wherever you are, you can just turn your device on and listen to a page, 2 pages, 3 chapters, whatever you want. Just pause it for the next time you sit down and read.
Great. Very good. Can you give us an overview of some of the other products that Enhanced Vision offers?
Yes. There's the Merlin series of closed-circuit TV. All closed-circuit TV is, most people know, it's just a camera that will broadcast to the screen that it's connected to, which is the Merlin screen. And then you adjust the magnification by a touch of a button or a knob, and you can actually have what you need as far as the contrast, the color, the size that you need to read. But like I tell people, our most popular product, or one of the most popular, is the DaVinci Pro. It has the camera that you can angle out to look into the distance or look at yourself. So let's say you put the camera toward yourself, tiny camera, and you have an itch. You can tell whether it's an insect bite or a scratch. If you want to look out the window because somebody said there are a deer in the backyard, tilt the camera that way. When you tilt the camera, again, I mentioned a small camera down toward your reading material, you're back on the air as far as reading. So you can read on your own, but sometimes, personally me, if I hear something, I absorb better than if I'm busy reading, concentrating on the words and not really comprehending or absorbing. So to have something beautiful read or something factual, but the OCR part of it, the text-to-speech, to me is more meaningful.
Absolutely. I agree. And as you could tell, folks, from this demonstration, it was very accurate. I know sometimes it could be hit or miss with some of the apps we were talking about yesterday, how there's a lot of apps out there, but I prefer something like this, as we were saying, because it's very accurate. It's got that dependability to it that is easy to place the document, it's easy to read it, and you have it very fast. Just a very pleasant experience as well.
Thank you.
Great. Can you tell folks where they can go to learn more about enhanced vision? I'm assuming you have a website for us?
We do. It's very simple. You can Google enhanced, ENHANCED, vision, VISION, enhancedvision.com. Now, to get in touch with me in Eastern Pennsylvania, you can dial 267-372-0116 or enhancedvisionpa@gmail.com.
Great. And I know that you have a national phone number as well?
Yes. Well, there's two that one was mentioned on the back of the brochure, but the one I often recommend is the oldest one, 800-440-9476. Then you'll be prompted with an electronic voice saying, if you wish to speak to accounting, press 1, etc. When you press 2, you'll go to tech support. Tech support is wonderful because they're employees of the company here in this country, anywhere from Florida across the country to California. The benefit there to us on the East Coast is you can call as early as 8:30 a.m. in the morning East Coast, as late as 7:30 p.m. East Coast, and get a tech support person who's an employee of the company who know the products very, very well.
Wow, very good. Does your company also do orders to other countries as well?
Yes, we have distributors all over them. Actually, last November, just about this time last year, I got in contact with a family who came from Dubai, and they were interested in what's called the transformer. That's where it's a magnification device that you connect to your computer. So your computer screen or your laptop or your iPad becomes the mode of imaging that you're using. It also has the OCR, text-to-speech capability. The family bought 2 of them, and they were taking them back to Dubai. So I immediately found out who our distributor was in Israel so that they could be serviced if need be. We have a major center in Germany and also in England. And then all throughout the rest of the world, there are distributors that sell and service the products.
Oh, very good. How did you get into this field, Ed?
Wow. Many years ago, it was at a time when people would advertise. Companies would advertise in what's called a newspaper. You didn't have to go online.
I know what newspaper is, yes.
And there was an ad from a company. They were looking for somebody to sell a general magnification. That was optical magnifiers. And I signed on with them. Good training. I spent about 8 years with them. And then it just kind of transitioned into the electronics. With the electronics, I get a chance to meet the end user. With optical magnifiers, it was only the low vision doctors. But with the electronics, many times, whether a state agency buys it for the end user or a school district or they buy it themselves, I have the opportunity to personally deliver it and instruct them in how to use it. And I think that when you give somebody initial instruction, it's important. But then tech support is always available beyond that to answer questions, as am I. All of our territories are small enough that us representatives can get back to people, diagnose problems, help them with it. I will say that Enhanced Vision's products are very reliable and very functional. So the incidence of something going wrong can happen. It's a device, but they're easy to fix. They can be sent back to the factory for repair. Sometimes if it's relatively new, they'll just swap out with a new one. Very liberal, very easy for me to work for them.
Great. And I'm sure for you personally, it's great to get to know the people that are using the products, and you can actually see the impact that it has when you sell them and work with them.
Yes, Simon, I agree with you. And I don't want to bore you with war stories, but I have been in a company of people setting it up. Once they see things they haven't seen before, it's profound. It's moving to see them do that. Some of them are very moving. When a customer calls me, when an end user calls me and says, I should have bought one of these 4 years ago, it makes me happy because then I know that they're using it. And they're using it well.
Fantastic. Well, Ed, I'd like to thank you for taking the time today to meet with me and with the listeners to discuss your wonderful line of products. I'd encourage all of our listeners who are interested to contact Ed or go to their website and find your qualified representative in terms of your location. And thank you again, Ed.
Thank you for having me, Simon. It's a pleasure.
I really enjoyed speaking with Ed about all the wonderful products Enhanced Vision has to offer, and I hope you enjoyed listening. If you missed any of that information, don't hesitate to visit the show notes. It's all there for you. I'd like to thank Ed for taking the time to meet with me, and I'd like to thank you for listening. And if you would like to contact me, send me an email. I can be reached at sbonefant2@gmail.com. That's SBONENFANT, 2@gmail.com. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
For more podcasts with the Blindness Perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at Blindabilities, and download the free Blindabilities app from the App Store and Google Play Store. That's 2 words, Blind abilities. And if you want to leave some feedback, give us some suggestions, give us a call at 612-367-6093. We'd love to hear from you. I want to thank you for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
When we share
what we see through
each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap
between the limited expectations and the reality of blind abilities.
and the realities of blind abilities.